A little bit of life for the Hawkeyes in the third quarter, but I got to wonder, Ross Peterson, as Wisconsin made a stop on 4th and 1 against the Hawks, if that wasn't just detrimental to any possible comeback.
Trav, I can't hear you on my audio here again.
Can I come in? I don't know why you do stuff like that.
I don't know why. I'm going to come in and sit with you.
All right, he's going to come sit with me. So we're gonna take the. I gotta stop that. I gotta go here.
Just as bad as the Iowa offense.
No kidding. What are you doing here, man? Let me get rid of that.
I joined a long time ago, and then I wanted to look at Twitter to see, sulk in the misery of other Hawkeye fans, I guess.
Yeah, well, that's the cesspool of negativity, which is Twitter, because his phone didn't work, so we're gonna do it. He's looking over my shoulder now, which is it's par for the course. He's always looking over my shoulder, see what I'm doing. What I brought up is Iowa had it 4th and 1, went for it, didn't get it. That to me was a huge play because you were sitting there going, I was going to come back and win. I was going to come back and win. That was huge right there.
Had the momentum. They're moving the ball down the field. You got a couple of first downs. If you could have just sustained that in that one play, that third down conversion in a row would have really started to put them on their heels. If you happen to score on that drive, now you've made this a one-score game, and the Hawkeyes could win the football game. And now that all falls apart. I mean, you lost all that momentum on offense. Yep. Defense comes back, gives up a couple of big plays, and now Wisconsin on the verge of punching it in here to start the fourth quarter.
I think 26 yards rushing in the first 3 quarters. I mean, it's just you say what you want, and the defense has played better. And I also think some of the energy has just gone for Wisconsin. But when you turn the ball over the way they have, Iowa did, they just dug themselves too big of a hole in that first half. And I still don't see how this works. And Dustin even says 2 weeks off, and then you get this turd. And a turd's a good way to put it.
Travis, that's been the most common thing I've seen on Facebook and Twitter of all of our listeners and all the Hawkeye fans that I follow is you had a bye week. You had a bye week, and this is the way that you prepared for this Wisconsin team, which hasn't done anything fancy. They've stacked the box and put pressure on you. You had to have known that was going to come. There had to have been some sort of game plan to try to get the ball out around the edge, and it just doesn't seem to be there at all. I mean, very frustrated today, both sides of the ball.
Dan says, just need a pick six and a stop and a TD drive, and we're back in it.
Dan, you're right. That's all that we need. And could that happen? Absolutely. But, man, that momentum is gone. And quite frankly, if that happened right now, I wonder what percentage of Hawkeye fans are even still tuned into this game.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of Hawkeye fans at halftime were starting to bail on this team.
We've seen it. A lot of people are saying we're going to go mow the yard, just all sorts of stuff, right? Dane, this is the best way to put it. Just need 2 consecutive miracles.
Yeah, right, Dane. There you go. That's all. That's all we need.
We heard Rob Brooks talk about it at halftime. If you're listening to WHO, it's like no energy on the field. Dolph didn't have any energy on the kickoff, right? I mean,
opening kickoff of the game.
This room doesn't have any energy. It's almost like the whole lifeblood has been sucked out of everybody.
Why is that, man? That's a good point, Travis. Earlier in the season, we were bouncing around this room during games. Today, it has not felt like that at any point. Is that just Wisconsin has a way of doing this in football games? I mean, I don't remember the last time I was really jacked up about a Wisconsin game. That feels like they've got the sauce.
Game, set, match, fellas. Start the post-game show so we can get to yours. Well, everybody loves Sound Off. We know that. It's the Jethro's Barbecue Sound Off. So we're going to call it stops right now. We're going to go watch fourth quarter. The Jethro's Barbecue Sound Off coming up after the game. We'll be back right after the game as well. They're doing the jump around after the ambulance. Can you believe that? Man, how heartless are Wisconsin fans?
Do they realize what they're doing to college football right now?
I know. They'll stop that somehow.
James Franklin will stop that.
That's right. All right, we'll see everybody.